arrested for trying to join ISIS. Documents show Jalen Young and her boyfriend Mohammed Dakala were the subjects of an undercover FBI investigation.
These are individuals, not in this case in particular, but in general, from what we've seen, that are interested in seeking out and talking about certain type of activity.
The 10-page report states Young told an agent she was ready to, quote, swear allegiance and join ISIL. The former MSU chemistry major told one FBI agent why she thought their skills would be useful, saying, quote, I am skilled in math and chemistry and worked at an analytical lab here at my college campus. My partner is very good with computer science and media. We learn very fast and would get help giving medical aid. And Vicksburg is buzzing tonight after news of an ISIS arrest so close to home. 16 WAPT's Jennifer Ortega spoke to people who knew her closely.
I don't even know why anybody would want to join a terrorist group anyway, us being from a small state like we are.
Try not to think about it, but you really can't. You got to think about it. So, and I went to high school there, but you just don't ever know nowadays about people.
People in Vicksburg stunned by the arrest of Jalen Young, a former Warren County high school student who was also a cheerleader on the homecoming court and in honors. Her former coach torn up by the news.
Ever since I've known her, she's been a good student, and I don't think she did anything like that. I think it's a big misunderstanding about the whole deal.
Young, a former MSU chemistry student, originally planned to become a doctor.
It's even more shocking that it was someone that I knew that from school, from teaching them.
A family friend says her daughter grew up with Young and knows her parents very well. Young's father is a Vicksburg K-9 officer and a veteran on the force. Her mother, a teacher.
Just to see her and to know her parents, you know, talking to them from time to time, they're very good, decent people. The word ISIS, Al-Qaeda, whatever the names that they call themselves or what we label them to be, it is a frightening thing.
Her family says they had no idea she had become radicalized.
And one of Young's former teachers at MSU actually called her polite and insightful. The family attorney says they're cooperating in those tough times. Live in the newsroom, Jennifer Ortega, 16 WAPT News.
Jennifer, more to come on this one. Thank you so much. Well, tonight, the attorney for Mohammed Dakala's family is speaking out. Dennis Harmon says he's known the family for more than 15 years, and he could not believe what happened. Harmon says Mohammed was a peaceful kid and lived with his parents. They say they never saw a change in his behavior.
But I don't think they understood what ISIS was really about. It's definitely not anything that their father ever taught them. Everything about them is quiet and peaceful. I've never even seen Mo roll his eyes if his father asked him to do something.
Mohammed is a former MSU student from Starksville. His father is an Islamic priest. And right now, both suspects are in jail without bond. We will continue to follow this story. Look for updates on WAPT.com. Well, some